Gold. It's Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation driving you home. WAxit.
Well, please. I've been asked to do that before. This is West Australia exit, like Brexit, but WAxit. This is what has reared its head again. Apparently 100 years ago, the Sandgropers, as they're known in Western Australia, voted overwhelmingly to leave the Federation, to secede. But thanks to the Commonwealth, that didn't happen. But it's back on the table again. So there's been a 400-page manifesto that's being published with someone, a lawyer, I think.
Manifestos always sound a little bit nuts, though, don't they?
Well, this guy and a number of his colleagues, this man's a former barrister. He has joined other people to come up with a very detailed plan about how this can happen. And as they say here, imagine living in a country with no income tax, ocean sunsets over white sandy beaches, and enough natural resources to fuel half the world's industry.
What would it be like to buy?
Well, this is what West Australia has always felt.
Without all the crazy countries around you.
Well, this is what West Australia has always felt, that the resources that by happenstance are under their soil belong to them, and how dare the rest of the country make all this money from it.
When I first started my radio dream, I got the job at 6KA Karratha. And I had
Explain where Karratha is for those who don't know.
Karratha is exactly on the other side of the country, opposite Mackay. So Queensland, Mackay, Karratha Review, it's above the 26th parallel.
You could not be more northwest.
So you get a good tax break. But I had no idea. The guy rang me up. Would you like the job? Of course, I would love the job. I just presumed Karratha was like hour outside of Perth. It's like a fair drive
and a fair flight,
but
even.
When I got there, I got into a cab, and the cabbie was the loveliest cab driver in the world. And he, took me to my cousin's place, who lived in Como, in just in Perth there. And he said, "Well, mate, good." I told him what I was doing, all my hopes and dreams. And he said, "Good luck." 2 years later, I came back to work at another radio station on the eastern seaboard. You know who picks me up from the airport?
Someone unrelated?
The exact same cab driver.
What?
And he said, "G'day, mate." And he said, "What's going on?" And I said, "I've got a job over in New South Wales." And he goes, "Good on you."
Do you think there's only one cab driver
No,
in
it
Perth?
was just, what I'm saying, I really loved my time in Western Australia.
Well,
I loved my time in Karratha. I didn't spend much time in Perth. I spent about 2 days altogether when I was there. I spent 2 years in Karratha, though.
Well, what they're saying here in this manifesto is that, in a way, Western Australia has that the eastern states have been an abusive husband to Western Australia, and saying that West Australia has always suffered. It was clear West Australia has not received a good deal ever since Federation. The effect on the remaining states of Western Australia seceding, taking its billions of mining revenue away, would be dire. Most populations in the West feel that they are serfs in a neo-feudal situation and don't know how to get out. So we put this on our socials this morning saying, hey, how do you feel about this? Whether you're from Western Australia or from the eastern states, how do you feel about WA seceding? Some interesting comments. Why didn't Quebec separate? This is from Frank. Why didn't Quebec separate from Canada? They found out the true cost of it. Print your own money, start your own postal system, start your own medical system, etc., etc.
And you got to put up some sort of fence, I would imagine.
Big long fence. Terry has said, bring it on. I'm Perth born and bred and raised, and I loathe the hillbilly eastern states with a dangerous passion. Could not care less. Where do I sign up? And Anthony has said, stupid post, stupid idea. A mixed bag of thoughts.
Well, we'll just leave it there then.
So that will still be up on our socials. Let us know
if
what
you'd
you
like
think.
to.
If maybe you're from Western Australia, maybe you have feelings even though you're not from Western Australia.
Jonesy and Amanda on Gold.